Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Alderaan Gaming. This is round 2 of the Ambush at Alderaan tournament hosted by Entoyment in Poole. So another great round for you, and for this one I am joined by...
It's James. I was told to join you at Alderaan, but there's just asteroids here. Something happened.
Yeah, there's something seems to have happened, and there's a lot of ships flying around, a lot of confusion. I think one of them might go away with a trophy at the end of this. I'm not sure. That's how tournaments work, right?
That sounds right.
It's been a while since tournaments have been around.
It's nice to see an in-person game.
Oh, it was. I'll tell you what, this was a great event. We had 21 players involved, and it was
good turnout.
Yeah, very good turnout. Everyone had a great time, and the lists, no mirror lists. Everything was different. Everything was interesting. So it was brilliant. And we have two more lists to bring you from that today.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of lists of people over the lockdown period going, oh, maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll try this. I'm really getting creative with them. And these lists show it. There's some cool ideas here.
Yeah, these are two very creative lists. So let's quickly run through them. Obviously, they're both resistance, which is right up your street.
Definitely.
So I thought you'd definitely enjoy that. We're going to have a look at list on the left, which is Dan. He has Venny in the Star Fortress with Perceptive Co-Pilot, Page Tico, Veteran Turret Gunner, and the ever-popular Thermal Detonators. We have Zizi in the RZ2 A-Wing with Pattern Analyzer. Again, another very popular pilot there. We have a Blue Squadron recruit in the second RZ2. And rounding the list out, a pilot I completely forgot about and have never seen, Nodin Chavdry with Corsella and R4 Astromech in the Resistance Transport. So, interesting list there. I like it.
Some interesting combinations of crew and gunners on Venny and a solid support ship in Nodin.
Yes, and we'll go through their abilities a little bit later on, but who do we have on the other side and what are they flying?
Okay. So we got Ben on the other side, and he also has his resistance lists. We've got Rose Tico in the resistance transport pod with C-3PO crew. We've got Zari Bangle in the Resistance A-Wing with some S-Thread tracers. And then rounding off the list, we've got 3 of the same ship. We've got 3 Red Squadron experts, all with Heroic and all with the S-Foils. And everyone on Ben's list is Initiative 3, which I quite like.
Yeah, I do like it when you have all ships at the same initiative.
Particularly when you've got someone with those tracers.
Yes, the tracers. I'll tell you what, when I first saw the tracers, I was a little bit like, oh, okay, they're back. Fine, that'll be okay. I've really seen some good usage out of those, and suddenly I am converted. I am like, yep, you know what? Thread tracers are great.
Yeah, I'm definitely tempted to use them. I especially like it when everything is the same, because you don't even get a period of, oh, the high initiative guy fired and got the tracers off, and then you got to wait a bit. Maybe some of your allies die out, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you get to shoot with everyone else. Whereas at this, everyone's going at once.
Yeah, and that is really nice. And to be honest as well, there's only one pilot on Dan's side that has the higher initiative, which is Zizi. So it's as long as you've got arc and range, you're going to be getting shots off before Dan, and hopefully for Ben, they're actually going to hit home quite well.
Yeah, I think Dan needs to be wary of Venny against the thread tracers, because it's a big ship, big target, and a lot of points on the board. And if there are 5, she can Rose target lock. I'm not sure if yes, she can. So yeah, 5 potential, double modded attacks.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, and the setup at the moment looks like it's a bit of a joust, which
I
think definitely is going to favour Ben. Obviously, he had the option of placing after with his I3, so he could choose that. And with the dial on the Star Fortress, it's not easy for it to avoid that.
It's definitely not. It can go in slower and delay it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if Ben would have opted for the joust if Venny also had the trajectory simulator. I know it doesn't work amazingly well with the thermal detonators, but that's definitely a deterrent.
Oh, definitely. The trajectory simulator is a great upgrade card to have on there. Obviously, with thermal detonators, you can't drop 2 forward. You can't launch 2, should I say? But it does. It is quite a nice one just to throw something out there and then be like, right, well,
I'm going to sit back here. You deal with that for a moment.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely had experience using Venny with the trajectory simulators, and it is really good fun. I'm actually a big fan of the Star Fortress now, having had a chance to actually fly it in 2nd edition. At first, I was a bit like, I don't know, but I've quite enjoyed it, especially Venny. I think Venny is probably the best pilot for that chassis.
He's seen a lot, and I think it does come down to him being fairly cheap and still having a good ability. I mean, while you defend, if the attacker is in a friendly ship's turret arc, you may add a focus result, which in this case is only going to be his own, but they're still adding a focus result. Adding a result to anything is great.
Yeah. I mean, actually, when you think about it, ZZ and Blue Squadron have turrets.
Of course, yeah, because the A-Wings rotate. Yeah, okay. Ignore me completely. That's much better than I thought it was.
Did I just school our resident resistance player?
I don't fly the A-Wings a lot, and you can go and watch my game against, was it Quinn for that one?
To find out why.
That's me getting schooled.
Yeah. No, so obviously it works in Venny's own turret arc, but also those A-Wings just add that little bit extra there as well. And having Perceptive Co-Pilot on there as well, so you've got those 2 focuses. You've got it for the defense.
Yeah, I really like the crew combo of Perceptive Co-Pilot for 2 focuses, Page so that you shoot and then you can maybe rotate the gun, and then after rotating for a different angle, you can then veteran turret gunner to shoot someone else, and you've got a focus for both of those shots.
Yeah, I mean it's a very cost-effective Perceptive Co-Pilot. It's 8 points, and a lot of people might go, "Ooh, 8 points, that's a lot." 100%, I value that card. I think 8 points is really reasonable.
Yeah, if you've got 8 points to spare and a crew slot on a decent ship, throw him on.
Yeah,
why not?
I mean, I think if it was cheaper, it would be used all the time. I think if it was a bit more expensive, then you probably wouldn't see it. I think it's in that sweet spot, and I like it.
Yeah, I think it's well balanced at the moment. There's definitely pilots that take more advantage of it, but there's always going to be those combos, and I like those combos.
Yeah, I mean, for me, a definite place I like it for is on my K-Wings with barrage rockets.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
You've got that focus for defense, and then you've got that focus for the barrage rockets. Nice. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great card, and I mean, suppose we're seeing some really good cards on the board. Like we said, the S-Thread Tracers on Zari, that is really good. I'm a really big fan of those. You've got Corsella for Nodin, as well as that R4 Astromech, which is just opening up those blues for Nodin.
Yeah, and really helping to benefit from Nodin's ability, which is, after you coordinate or are coordinated, if you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, you may perform 1 action on your action bar as a red action, even if you are stressed. So stress comes up quite a lot in that, with red actions as well.
Yeah.
So having Corsair to remove all the stress when doing a blue, fantastic.
Yeah, and R4, as you said, adding that 2 bank and 2 hard to your blues, and reducing that 1 hard to a white, really good there.
Yeah, changing to a white 1 hard is fantastic on or on any ship, really.
Yeah, I think a white one hard is just a brilliant maneuver. I think it's a little bit underrated. Like some people would like it blue, that would be crazy, but I think a white one hard is fantastic. Just that really quick, sharp turn, even when stressed, is just brilliant.
Now, who do you think is going to be the better support ship here, Nodin or Rose? Because Rose is, I think, the cheapest possible way to get a coordinate into a resistance list, but is nowhere near as healthy.
Yeah, so you don't have as much health there, which is why Rose is probably sat at the back of that formation there with that wall of T-70s in front of her. But again, it gives you that coordinate, which is going to be really handy. And I think it's very cost effective. Rose is only 30 points. She might even be the cheapest ship on the board. In fact, I think she is the cheapest ship on the board there.
Which is impressive considering there is just a generic one initiative A-Wing on the other team.
Yeah, I mean, the Blue Squadron recruit is 33 points. And it's an interesting choice to go with that one.
Oh, well, rather than Merle, who's one cheaper and has an ability.
Yeah, rather than going for Merle, who is, as I said, 1 point cheaper.
I wonder if maybe Dan just didn't have the card for it.
There is that. Obviously, to get that card, you do need the Hot Shots and Aces pack. Or, no, sorry, it's not. It's the Heralds of Hope pack for that one.
Yes.
So if obviously it doesn't have Heralds of Hope, I mean, both these A-Wings...
Zizzy was in that pack, though, wasn't she? Actually, no, I have it. It's been a while since I looked at exactly what came in what.
I'm not entirely sure, actually. I think Zizi...
Was Zizzy one of the...
Was one of the originals.
No, Zizzy wasn't one of the original ones. She might have been the, as you said, the Hot Shots.
Hot Shots pack. Yeah, to be honest, sometimes you get so many packs, it's easy to forget.
There's so many cards.
Yeah. So it's easy to forget exactly where you get some of these cards from. But again,
Nodin doing a little reversing back into the parking space there.
Oh, I've never used the reverse maneuver.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was just marking to get out of the way.
Just mark it up, yeah. I mean, I've never actually used the reverse maneuver. I've seen it used, but I've never actually used it.
It's such a weird move, but it makes sense that you can do it in space.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I tell you what, it's getting quite tight up at that top part of the board there.
There's not a lot of space.
No.
If Dan can stay kind of where he is and get a bomb in the way, then he's blocking the exit.
It's going to be tricky because obviously the bomb will have to go behind him, and I don't think he's quite close enough yet for that to be super effective. I think he needs to be a little bit closer forward. If he can get, I'd say, sort of about here with these T-70s bumping,
and then drop the bomb on the following,
and then drop. I'd definitely say do a double drop there. That would be looking really good. Ooh, we got our first attack, and looks like some evading going on there. So that will be ZZ taking the first shots.
I think possibly with the traces.
No,
no traces on that one.
Zari is the one with the traces. ZZ, obviously Initiative 5, getting that first shot.
Oh, sorry. ZZ's the blue one at the back. I didn't think she was in range.
Looks like she was. It looks like she did actually get one shield off of the red squadron. So not a bad shot there.
I'm wondering how this. I mean, the Ben's list is set up for a massive opening hit.
Mm. It very much is, and it looks like first shot going in. 2
hits and a focus.
2 hits and a focus. Debating whether to spend the focus. Now, this is going against Veni, so just checking to see if any of those turrets are catching Zari, and it looks like one is. So Ben is spending that focus to guarantee those thread tracers going off. I think that is the right idea there, because I doubt that Zari's gonna get shot, except possibly.
The positioning of Zari off at the side like that is very good.
And obviously Ben just reminded Dan that obviously no damage, just target locks. So I think Dan was maybe considering spending a focus, thinking that he was going to take damage there.
Right, whereas it's like, oh, well, you stop one of the dice, but the target locks still happen, so you may as well save it for the punishment that's about to come in.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's one thing I will always sing Ben's praises for. He is
pointing out stuff like that to his opponent.
He is such a pleasure to fly against.
That's a good player.
Yeah, he's definitely a player's player. Like, really nice guy. Always has fun, interesting lists. He's been playing a lot of Resistance recently. He's normally a predominantly Scum player.
Okay.
And you've probably seen some of his stuff on the channel. He had the really cool Falcon, and also the YV666 on the channel previously.
Oh, okay. Looks like it is range 3.
Yep.
Which definitely helps Venny.
Yeah, especially with Venny's ability to spend that focus. So that's... Yeah, that looks like having to spend a lot of those target locks there and focus. Venny is loving life right now.
Wow.
This is why Venny is popular. Can Venny make it 3 for 3?
Puts in that focus. He still has a focus token.
Oh, do you think... I'd be tempted. I don't think you're going to get...
What, take 2 shields and save your focus for offense?
Yeah. No, looking like going for that defensive. No. That's fine, though. Again, can't really blame him. Just 1 shield off there. 3 T-70s shooting at you. And now Rose coming in for a shot.
Yeah, Rose is also here.
Yeah.
I just realised that Rose is shooting technically at her sister.
Yes.
That could be an awkward situation.
An awkward conversation later down the line. I am very impressed there with Venny. That's 4 shots going in at him, and he's only taken 1 damage. Now, that is not something you would normally say.
I really thought that was going to do a lot more, and I'm sure Ben did as well. But being just... I mean, when they were measuring it, it was just range 3.
It was just in range 3. It was so close there. Just the one coming in from Noda, but Nadia evades there. And obviously Ben and Dan using their really fun dice.
It's a tournament. You want to sort of show off to your opponent, like, oh look, I've got the fancy dice.
Yeah.
Which is, fine to do. It does make recording the dice box a little tricky.
A little bit trickier,
but we could see them, so it's fine.
But obviously, still in the middle of partial lockdowns, a lot of social distancing, so we couldn't exactly use channel dice for this one, because otherwise they'd spend half their time in a bath of sanitizer.
And sensible idea.
Yeah.
So you said earlier that you reckon Venny's going to start heading towards just a bump kind of thing.
I think Venny is just going to go super dangerous and straight in, and that's some more damage in on red there, so that shields down. That's definitely favoured Dan there. So I feel that Venny's best option is just to charge straight in, see if he can get that bump so that he's not being attacked, maybe double down in on Rose, and then drop some thermals. I really think that would be quite a good...
That seems fair.
A good idea. And then you've obviously got ZZ, Blue Squadron and Noden, who can just sort of come in and maybe start trying to pick off a little bit on... Maybe see if they can wipe red off the board, as he's already taken quite a beating there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the T-70s are going to do, because they could either sort of go fast enough to get behind the Star Fortress, which isn't where you want to be when it's a bomber. Or, as you said, slow enough and potentially just bump with all of them.
Yeah. I think at this point, if Ben did decide to go fast, you'd probably be okay. I think the Star Fortress is just that little bit too far away for dropping a bomb for it to be effective. So, that would be my call. You might just catch them if you just drop one thermal detonator at range 1, but I think it'd be just too big a gap there to run that.
Knowing that Venny moves first, I'd be maybe thinking about trying like a 4K turn with them, but Venny could just stop, and that would be even worse. So
especially
it's a tricky call that Ben's got to make on what Dan is doing.
Yeah, especially if that 4K turn does happen to land them in this line facing that way. I mean, it would be absolutely hilarious, and Dan would just be laughing his way to a good solid round.
Yeah, maybe it's too risky for a tournament play.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what the A-Wings are going to do, because they're kind of all off at the side.
Yeah, they're all an interesting... It's almost like they've rocked up to watch just this fight.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, I mean, like ZZ and the Blue Squadron, they're really close in on there. I'm wondering if they're going to turn in and see if they can just pop some shots in at Zari, or maybe try and like bank to the right and then boost in and see if they can get in behind those T-70s and again try and get some shots in on Rose. And with Nodin, no idea. I mean, I have no idea how that ship works.
It's probably just going to slowly roll in behind all of its friends and just hand out tokens as best it can.
Yeah, that seems like the best option. Again, I've got the resistance transport. Still not used it. But I haven't, in all honesty, I haven't played that much resistance since 2nd edition. I think I've flown resistance 3 times since it came out.
It's actually a ship I don't have.
Well, I managed to pick it up off Quinn because he purchased it purely for specific cards that were in the pack.
See, I bought the specific cards that I wanted off of a friend, so...
Yeah. Well, Quinn bought the pack, got the cards, and then I bought the ship and all the other cards. And then all the other cards, the cards he specifically wanted, came out in other packs, so I got them anyway. I think Auto Blasters was one of them, and now, like back in the day where you had to get like a specific ship just to get one, I now have enough of them that I don't really need anymore. So I think it's one of those ones you sort of think, all right, if I want that card, I've got to get this now, and you just got to go, well, if you just wait a little bit, there will be other options.
So that is the Blue Squadron recruit possibly going for a bump.
That was
Zari.
That was a faster move than I was expecting. Going for the rotate there to...
Okay. Really banking on the bump so that you're not having to worry about your front arc and hoping those T-70s go into your rear.
What it is likely to help with, though, is if for some reason those T-70s do manage to get out of Venny's arc, still a turret pointing back towards that spot, so it still keeps Venny's ability open.
True. Yeah.
Slow rolling Venny
is moving forward.
This looks like it's Bump City. This looks very much like Bump City.
The 4K I mentioned would get past him.
I mean,
that's probably a bump.
Yeah, if you look at it, it'll be 4 base lengths, but I think
if they've only gone 1 forward.
Would that fit though? How close would that be?
It'll be close, but I think it might just fit.
We'll have to see. Looks like we've got a bump from Nodin, or just marking it up, only doing a 2 forward. It's close. Might just squeeze past there.
I think that will fit. It was just a case of getting the template into position.
I think.
That's fine.
fitted in nicely. So we'll node in coordinate.
I think. Well, I mean, they can do their own action after coordinating anyway. So that looks like a
looking to coordinate. What action would you coordinate, Venny? A target lock?
I guess so. What else has it got? It's done the focus for its.
And a rotate would be no good, but there was a
rotate
target
doesn't
lock.
help. Reload doesn't help. So target lock.
And the target lock is on Rose now, so that's quite
really
good.
Going for the support ship, even though it's the lowest points.
Yep. And
shows how valuable they are.
Oh.
Well, there's an A-wing in the way. I can't see.
Yeah, the blue squadron's in the way, but
we'll see if. Does it take an action? It does. So the one straight fits.
So they should all fit then.
Yes.
Oh, this is TTS level of precision.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Vinny survived last round. Can he do it again?
I'm not going to lie, the fact that Vinny did survive last round is going to be a big boon for him right now, because that means he does still have 11 health, but he's got 12 double-modded, 3 double-modded shots coming in with 12 dice.
Well, I don't know if it will be double-modded.
They've got the target lock at the back.
Oh, they didn't spend it last time.
They didn't spend it, so there's focuses and target locks out there.
I was anticipating that Ben would have to try and get Zari to shoot another thread tracers, but you're right, the target locks are still there.
And Rose is just debating what action to take. I mean, even with Rose there as well, that is a lot of shots coming in. I mean, Rose has 2 natively, so you're looking at 15 dice coming in there, and that's
target lock.
Looks like a focus there, actually.
There is a focus, but there was also a stress put down. Or was that a?
Oh, it's a calculate.
It's the 3PO ability of.
Yeah. So
calculate and coordinate.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, coordinate. So coordinate. So while you coordinate, you can choose for any ships beyond range 2 if they have a calculate on their action bar. After they perform a calculate or coordinate action, gain 1 calculate token. Or after you perform a calculate or coordinate action, gain 1 calculate token. So
why is there only 1 calculate? Maybe it was just a focus then.
No, I think what they did was they coordinated. It looked like they coordinated Zari.
Oh, okay.
So I think they coordinated Zari and rotate to the back, and she did her move, and now she's got.
Didn't bump into the recruit.
Yeah, interesting. So maybe
it's all starting to get a little bit messy.
Yeah, this is quite a cluster here, but it's gonna be interesting. Will Zizi go for red? See if she can put in as much damage in there. Try and maybe trigger a weapons failure.
Is he checking for range? Because I'm pretty sure it's 1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether he's checking to see if he's got Rose in range. I'm really not entirely sure what we're checking there.
Can never be too sure about range.
It's always worth double checking anyway.
Yeah, so I guess we've got Zizzy up first.
Yes.
Where is she gone? She is the A-wing.
So Zizi is
Venny?
right here.
Yeah,
so has nice sort of arc coverage.
Not enough damage really to kill anything. Unless he gets a decent crit, that Red Squadron expert will live.
Yeah, you need to.
That does seem the best shot.
You'd need to sort of double direct hit there, I reckon.
Also, I think the Blue Squadron recruit doesn't actually have anything in arc out the back.
Oh,
that's going to be close on the T-70s, but if
it will be.
If it's not far enough forward, then that is a shame. That's a good hit.
That's good. So that's 2 damage going in onto red. It's not enough to take him out, but it is enough for half points. Oh, sorry, 1 damage.
Does mean
only.
that is now, in that danger health of could die with a bad roll.
Yeah, but we're now going to see everything shooting first, and if Ben needs it, he's still got Zari to shoot as well, who can hit Veni, but let's see where we go first. So that's Rose for... Well, that's just rude, isn't it? Natural 3 hits there.
Yeah, maybe had an argument with Paige, Tico, and
Yeah.
Yikes.
Here's a tough one. Spend it when you've got it. Yeah, only one.
So.
Only one.
Thing is, once both of those focus tokens are spent, Veni's ability just doesn't matter.
Yeah, Veni's ability is not great for sustained fire.
Which is exactly what it's up against, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little bit. So that's 1 shot from Rose. Looks like Zari is also...
Okay, I feel like you take Zari's shot last.
No, I think really just trying to push it in, debating the focus. I mean, here, you don't get the focus added because nothing has Zari in
in the turret arc, yeah.
So he has just put that focus down, but...
I mean, if you can spend a focus to stop 2, surely you do.
Yeah, well, they've just called it... Zari is not in anyone's turret arc.
Oh, they're checking.
So no additional focus. So re-rolling that blank. So we're now into Harlon Veni.
Now those crits can. Well, actually, there haven't been any crits yet.
Haven't been any crits yet.
With 8 hull, the crits matter kind of more, I think.
Well, that looks like we've got at least 1 crit there.
Re-roll the toe lock, spend the focus.
So there's definitely a crit going through.
Can Veni dodge any of this?
We're definitely going to dodge 1.
Or do you save it for when you... Oh, you double focus.
You double focus.
If you roll a double focus, spend the focus, but... Yeah, would you gamble maybe rolling a focus with the focus result later?
I don't think you do.
Or is it always a case of, there's a focus result, I'll spend it?
Yeah. I would say you've got the 2 focuses there. Definitely spend it.
Fair enough. So what crit did Veni get? Oh, we can see it.
We can see it. Damaged sensor array, which isn't terrible for Veni because Veni's only taken focus actions, really, so...
True. Does that not affect bombs?
No, because bombs aren't an action.
Oh, true. They are in the system phase. You can do these things.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not an action.
Not the worst crit for him.
Oh, there's a hit crit there.
And actually, with the perceptive co-pilot, you're still. I mean, it's effectively becoming a focus into a red focus kind of thing.
No, you're just still getting 2 focuses.
I know, but you're potentially getting stress. Right?
No. Perceptive co-pilot.
Which one's damage sensor array?
Damage sensor array, you cannot perform any actions except the focus action.
Oh, I'm thinking of the one where you get stressed after an action. Sorry.
Yeah. So that is hit crit.
Down to the same health as the Red Squadron expert.
Yeah, and that crit is going to pop up on the screen in a second. Is a disabled power regulator.
That's the ion one. I know that one.
That's the ion one, yes. Before you engage, gain 1 ion token. The question is, will Veni gain an ion token? Because we still have at least 1 more T-70 to shoot.
Also, it's a large base ship, so it needs 3 of them to even get ion.
Yeah.
So I don't think that one really matters much either.
Well, I don't think it's going to be gaining 1 because that's 4 hits. Sorry, Veni.
Oh, yes, there is a 4th one there. Oh,
yeah.
Well.
Does he get the evade just for the disrespect? No disrespect to Vade there.
So Venny has died, but Dan now has the option to use the Page Gunner to drop a thermal detonator.
Yes. So that is, again, a really good use.
Do you want me to read off Page?
No, I've got that there.
You got
so Pages, you've got 2 bits here. So you've got after you perform a primary attack, you may drop 1 bomb or rotate your arc. After you are destroyed, you may drop 1 bomb. So we've got thermal detonators in there. Now, there's going to be a slight pause in the game because at this point, the question does get raised. Can you drop 2 thermal detonators with Page Tycho?
It's an interesting point, yeah, because the thermal detonators are like, drop a bomb, drop another bomb. I know you were the TO for this, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
So what was your ruling?
So I was obviously trying to scan through the FAQs because I knew I'd read something about Page in there, but although the forum is brilliant, it can be a little bit tricky to navigate if you're in a hurry. And at this exact moment, I had 2 other queries at the same time, so it was quite interesting. But I actually ruled it that you could drop 2 because the wording is during the system phase, you may spend up to 2 charges to drop that many thermal detonators using the 1 or 2 templates. Each must be placed using a different template. When you reload this card, recover 1 additional. So I did call it that you could drop 2. Now, anyone that is obviously watching, if you know or you believe this is different or you have information to say otherwise, feel free to drop it in the comments. It's such a niche one.
It's one of those weird interactions. But at the end of the day, you got a tournament to run and you just have to make calls sometimes. So we'll see what it is.
Yeah, so that I went with the call that you could drop 2 there.
I mean, also with the bombs dropping now kind of before the system phase, it might not even matter.
Yeah.
The T-70s could possibly just veer off to the side and not get hit at all.
It does give Ben that perfect information of where they are. Unfortunately, it's rather congested in there.
It's a bit of a mess, yeah.
I think it would be a real struggle for Blue to be able to get past that. Bearing in mind, you have ZZ right here. So Blue being here would struggle a little bit to get past.
I mean, if you don't get bumped, you could get all of your T-70s to do a 2 sharp and a barrel roll, maybe.
Yeah.
If you close their wings.
But it's an interesting place for those thermal detonators, so we'll see exactly how that pans out later. But that combination of the S-thread tracers from Zari early in, the double modded shots, sneaking that range 1 in there.
I like how effective it is, even without like other munitions on the T-70s. It's just their basic guns, just double mods. It shows how powerful modified dice are compared to just number of dice.
Absolutely. And Zari has just lost the shield there from Nodin. Checking that arc to see if Blue Squadron catches any of them. Looks like it's just out. You can see their nose, but unfortunately the nose is not the base.
I was just checking what Zari's ability is, and it is you do not skip your perform action step after you partially execute maneuver. So even if the Blue Squadron recruit A-Wing had caused a bump, it wouldn't have actually mattered.
Yeah.
I like this even more with the thread tracers, because even if you bump her, still going to get the target lock.
Yeah. I genuinely think
actually, thread tracers can use anything to fire, but it's guaranteed to get the token needed.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really useful utility there for Zari. She's fairly cheap, she's 37 points with those thread tracers.
Yeah, 35 on her own.
Yeah, she's maneuverable because she's in an RZ2. She has the arc that you can put forward and back. And with those thread tracers and her ability, I like it. I like it a lot. It's really good.
I think at the moment, I feel like maybe Nodin is not quite pulling his weight.
No, not quite. I mean, he managed to get Veni the target lock, and I think if it wasn't for the sheer luck of Ben not bumping there, if that bump had gone off, then we would still see Veni there, and that would have been quite nice. Veni would have had a very powerful shot into Rose. But by that fine margin, it's gone the other way, which is a shame, because I think that's one of the things that people probably are wary about flying the Star Fortress, because of the fact that in situations like that, it can pop. But
Definitely.
I think that's a rare situation. It's not often you're going to have something like that happen.
I mean, if you were to say, oh, look, there's a Star Fortress, what sort of list would you bring to destroy it? And I feel like I'd gravitate to something very similar to what Ben has brought.
Yeah, something with a good amount of health, some fairly good maneuverability, and some good attack dice. Well, you're looking at X-Wings of either the T-65 or the T-70 variant, really.
Yeah.
The other option would be to just take some really quick interceptor starships and just dance around it. But then you've got to worry about that rotating arc.
Particularly with Page Gunner being able to rotate it and the veteran gunner being able to shoot twice. I think the stronger joust is the way to take down this particular build of a Star Fortress, at least. Is that a bank?
So that is a bank. So that Corsella, Corsella allowing the stress.
Corsella might be the most ridiculous crew in the game.
She's so.
I've used her a lot on Rey, and I still feel like it's unfair.
I mean, so have I.
I mean, how many points is she? She's 6 points.
After
you fully execute a blue maneuver, remove all of your stress tokens.
I mean, we were saying earlier about how we think the Perceptor co-pilot is in that sweet spot of points. Corsella is in that super sugary cherry on top point where I think she's too cheap.
I agree. As much as I like using her, I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
6 points.
I'd be still willing to pay 8 points for Corsella.
8 seems reasonable.
I mean, I would also even argue that 9 might be right. 10 might be a bit too much.
I mean, I'm looking at the other crew for Resistance, and at 8 points, we've also got Holdo, a Gonk droid, Perceptive co-pilot, of course, and Rose Tico is a 9. Rose is very good. I feel like Rose at a 9 is
Rose at a 9.
Pretty good.
Yes, I accept Rose at a 9.
Yeah, that ability of just no stress, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just having a quick look at some of my lists that I've written, and I've got my Veni, Rey, and ZZ list. And obviously, Rey is your standard Death Ray build. So there's Corsella, there's Rose, there's Finn, and there's the Rey's Millennium Falcon title. Even if Corsella was 8 points, I could still field that list without changing anything. It would make it a bang on 200 points, but I think that would be incredibly fair.
Looks like the T-70s here are trying to avoid the bombs, but that might be a bump.
But it's not going to happen, so that's green definitely probably taking both there.
It's close to the further one. Yeah, maybe. But with that, I think blue almost certainly is also, I might have even bumped into green. That would not be great.
No, blue does make it past, but
didn't close the wings to try and barrel roll.
I was going to say, if it closed the wings to barrel roll, that would have been probably the
number
best.
of times I've gone to moved it, and then gone, oh, right, I wanted to barrel roll. Why didn't I close my wings?
Yeah.
I think red might be okay, though.
If red's also doing the 2, red should sneak past through and be able, and I don't think we'll need to reposition to get away.
Oh no, this
that-
is Rose.
That might be why there was no barrel roll there.
Yep,
But
that makes sense.
I think
Knowing what all of the ships are doing definitely helps make decisions.
Yeah, but I think Rose is still going to sneak into that range 1 bubble.
Which isn't good for a 4 health ship.
No. I don't think she'll get hit by both. Oh, and then she's coordinating Red. Oh, Red doing the big maneuver.
Fair enough. Oh,
So Red was doing the Talon.
A Talon roll. Okay.
Okay, that I like, because I don't think the Talon would have fit for green and blue because of where Zizi is. But this way, now definitely guaranteeing some guns on target there. I mean, we've still got Zari with the arc facing backwards.
Yeah, I mean, I guess looking at it, you know Zizi isn't going to go forwards, right? Because that's just going to bump and hit Dan's own bombs. So
yeah, Zizi's definitely
surely
back.
Zizi is heading, in that general area. Probably not quite as tight a turn as that red X-wing wants, but still pointing that area.
Oh, wait for Ben to move his hand out the way. But
There's a lot of different. Oh,
that was a
bump?
sloop. No,
No,
it's a sloop.
it's a sloop. Oh, okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, Zizi does have the pattern analyzer.
Yeah, so we'll get the.
So while you fully execute a red maneuver, which she has done, before the check difficulty step, you may perform 1 action. So possibly eyeing up whether or not to grab something. Although I think, other than the red T-70, Zizi's fairly safe. Yep, takes a target lock on Rose, I think.
Interesting.
A range 1 shot.
So Rose is taking 1. Green and blue, I think, are both taking 2. So this is for Rose. So Rose takes a damage.
Now the thermal detonators are hits on hits, crits on crits, and I think strain on eyes.
So yeah, strain on focuses and nothing on blanks. So that's 1 strain on blue, and that's a hit and strain on green.
Okay.
So that makes it quite interesting, because although Zizi has Rose target locked,
does she now want to try and finish the job on? Yeah.
You're now looking at,
I don't know,
one of
with
eight.
Rose throwing out those coordinates.
I mean, yeah, I think
but it's she's not a lot of points. It's a tricky decision.
I mean, I'd be half tempted to go in on green, but I think green, you've got no modifications there, which is the thing.
I think you take now you've already set up the range 1 target lock attack. I think you go for it.
Yeah, I mean, denying that focus, that coordinate ability is going to be really good. And also, Rose has got a fairly good ability. While you defend or perform an attack, you may reroll up to 1 of your results for each friendly ship in the attack arc, which is going to get.
At the moment is maybe all of them.
Well, she's definitely got 2. So.
And they're just checking. Well, yeah, I guess she only has 2 defense dice anyway, so we're only counting up to 2.
Yeah, so we'll get 2 rerolls if needed. So Rose guaranteed to lose at least 1 health here, which would be half points.
But is she going to lose it all? She has a calculator.
Has a calculate, so
you may as well spend the calculate.
Well, reroll.
Reroll. Yeah. Still just.
So Rose down to 1 hull.
Hanging in there.
I think Blue Squadron does have arc back in a moment, but we'll see.
It makes sense. Rose is the sister that lived in the film.
Yep.
Spoilers if you haven't seen it.
I mean, if you haven't seen it by now,
yeah,
and you're watching this channel, I mean, I'll let you off if you haven't watched the latest episode of Bad Batch yet. But
we'll discuss that one after recording. I need to talk to someone about it. But you haven't seen it yet.
We're recording this a week ahead. I've not watched it yet.
Okay.
But don't worry. As soon as I've watched it, I'll give you a shout.
Message me. Cool.
So that's range 1 into Nodin there.
Yep.
And that's
taking away those other ships.
3 hits. So that's 2 damage into Nodin. So that resistance transport has a lot of health, actually. I didn't realise how much health it had. And that'll be from...
I mean, it's kind of a rebel Y-wing, really.
What, you say almost like a resistance Y-wing, do you mean? Or the rebel
Y-wing.
Yeah, because of the health-wise. But, I mean, obviously we've got the resistance Y-wings coming.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I'm still not sold on most of the abilities, but
I'm still not a huge fan of the Star Fortress as a bomber, so I'm looking forward to having an alternative.
Yeah, I mean that does make sense. Oh, that's a good roll there.
That is a good roll. Yeah.
2 hits and a crit.
What do you have to do to get those gold dice? I might try and...
I'm pretty sure they're from the Outer Rim game box set. So...
Oh, okay. I've not played that, but I've heard it's pretty fun.
Ooh, we have a console fire. And that's on Nodin.
Nodin. Poor Nodin.
Yeah.
Who hasn't fired yet. So...
No, but we'll have to roll.
Yeah.
Because even though he doesn't have anything in arc, he still has an engagement step.
Still engages against nothing.
Yeah. Which is an interesting one, and I can see an argument for that not being quite right, but... Oh, and he takes damage as well, so that is half points. That's very brutal, that. I mean, I see the argument for, well, you've got nothing to engage, so... Surely you don't have an engagement step, but... It is what it is.
Who are we looking at now?
Looking at Blue Squadron back at
of course, with the rear guns. I think maybe you just try and get that last bit of damage on Rose.
No, going in for green by the look of it. So hit crit going through, so that's shields down. Don't forget green is strained, so it only had 1 evade.
Ah, true. Yes, I had forgotten about that.
So whereas Rose possibly at range 3, so would have had 3 evade dice.
Yeah.
And 3 rerolls.
Oh, true. Yeah, okay, that's the better shot then.
Yeah. So didn't
take advantage of the strain that your dying Venny endeavoured to throw out there.
Yeah. Didn't quite manage to get green down to half, but again, some good shots there.
Damage is damage.
Indeed. Right, now while we're getting those dials out, again, it's a good point to remind everyone that we do have a Patreon. And if you are enjoying what we're doing on the channel, you can go along there and support us for as little as £2 a month. The link is in the description below. The £2 will get you a shout out on the next video on the channel. If you are feeling like you really want to support us, you can do £4 a month, and that will actually get your name in the credits at the end of every video, and a lot of love from us here at Out of Heart Gaming, because we love you guys, and obviously if you show us that appreciation, we'll just love you that little bit more.
This turn is going to get very messy, I think.
Yeah.
With the T-70s.
I was looking at that. I think the one thing that's going to favour the T-70s is that the Blue Squadron and Nodin are moving first, so it does give them a little bit of extra room.
And with everyone at 3, you can choose the order of maneuvers, which helps, but...
So I can imagine we'll probably just see Zari being moved first, just because she can go whenever she wants. I'm assuming Zari's a girl?
I believe so. Let me have a quick look. I did look up Nodin, who is a bloke who has portrayed by Navin Chowdhury. So
Cool.
that's how they've figured out his character's name. It's quite cool.
Yeah.
Let me
I like
have
it.
a quick check on Zari.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Red Squadron experts, I could imagine we're going to see red, green, blue in their order of movement. I think that they're probably just going to come in behind and try and get behind Nodin and the Blue Squadron and just sort of try and start plinking them down.
The transport doesn't have the best options for turning around.
No. And it does have a stress there, but that's fine, obviously, with Corsella.
Yes, Zari Bangle is a female human pilot.
I mean, without trying to tread
is
on it.
Fellow pilot to another Resistance pilot, Joff Sea Striker.
Oh, do they fly normally together then, do they?
I'm just sort of skimming over this, but it looks like, yes, they did.
Oh, interesting. So if anyone wants to run something a bit thematic with the RZ2s, there's 2 pilots you can put together quite nicely.
Her homeworld was Hosnian Prime, a planet that blew up, similar to Alderaan, where the tournament is taking place.
Oh, wow.
Fun facts about planets blowing up.
Zari, I apologise. We did not realise. Little knock there on Zari. Maybe she felt Hosnian Prime going. Interesting, slow manoeuvre there from the T-70. But, again, I suppose not knowing where Blue is going does keep them in arc. Would you boost? Yeah.
I think so. You know that you're safe from Nodin. You might have got closer to the A-wing, but you've got...
I think as well that might have actually got out of Blue's arc there.
It's close.
It's very close, but...
You got enough health and initiative to at least get a good shot against Nodin here.
Yeah, I almost want to see Green also boost in. Because
what I want to see is Zari come around really quick and fire off another load of thread tracers.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I say it, I'm loving thread tracers. I think that, there we go. There's the
after seeing this game, it's shown up a few times on the channel, but particularly after this game, I do want to now give them a try.
Yes. I think I have actually written a few lists, including thread tracers, purely from having seen this and a few other lists as well. There was that one time where Connor may have ran an illegal list in an Epic game, but the thread tracers were hilarious. And despite the fact that you can't give Vader the Sky Strike Academy card, it still looked great having Vader Defender with 5 Typhos with him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, well.
But, I mean, it looked really cool. And fun fact about that, Connor actually mentioned that he believed he might have made a mistake there, and the very next day was when we actually got a comment on the channel about it. So it was just the irony of how
there's a lot of rules in this game. Mistakes are bound to be made.
Hey, you know what?
But so long as the players are having fun,
Yeah, I mean, when a mistake is made, to be honest, what I like is that 9 times out of 10 it'll be a case of, oh, actually, that's not quite right, rather than, oh, you've done that really wrong. It's normally a case of,
yeah,
this is how it should be done. You're like, you know what, brilliant. Thanks for letting me know. I'll definitely make sure I get that right next time.
Looks like a target lock is on Nodin.
That has come from Green, from a coordinate from Rose, and then the C-3PO allowing the calculate there. We've got a boost rotate, so not going to catch Nodin, I don't think, but...
Not quite, no.
Will catch the Blue Squadron at range 3. Where is Zizi going? Is that a bump?
No, she doesn't have a lot of room.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
bump.
2.
And not only that, it's a bump that doesn't get arc on Rose.
Yeah, the trouble is because she was stressed from the sloop, she almost had to do a blue.
Yeah.
Although maybe not. Maybe you do just go, I'll just do a 1 sharp this turn, get arc, get some shots, and clear the stress another time.
Yeah, that is possible. I think anticipating blue going a bit faster there. I mean, the one banks were surprising, to say the
Yeah, I
least.
mean, I guess Izzy does still have arc on green.
And also has arc on red there as well. So
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I think red's at range 3, so maybe go for green, get those half points there, because you just need 1 damage for half points. But it is only an A-wing, and that's fine.
A good crit. Oh, no.
Yeah. That's where A-wing's lack of teeth hurt a bit.
Oh, definitely. But having said that, both A-wings on Dan's side are at full health, and Zari on Ben's side is only 1 shield down. So
Yeah.
what they lack in offense, they definitely make up in survivability.
Yeah. Oh, that's green spending that target lock. That's hit, crit. That's painful.
That could be it.
What has Noden got? That.
Oh,
That's Noden gone. Hit, crit.
is no more.
And a wounded pilot to round it all off.
Well, of course he's wounded.
I mean,
He's dead.
Yeah. He's gone. He's gone. Which, I mean, it's a great shot for Ben, getting rid of that shit. It does mean that red has nothing, though. Blue does range 3 onto the blue squadron. So let's see. And he's got a focus, so that's 2 hits. But it is a blue squadron, so that's going to be a lot of evade dice being rolled.
And a focus by the looks of it.
And a focus, yes. So that'd be 4 green dice with a focus. You'd like to think that blue's coming out of that okay.
You'd think so, but we've seen some weird rolls.
We have indeed. And blue's coming out of that okay. And then the last little shot, A-wing on A-wing.
Yeah, with no other shots to take, why not try it?
Yeah, absolutely.
This possibly going the same way. Only 1 hit.
Oh.
1 evade.
Sneaks that evade through.
Now, can the blue squadron recruit do anything?
I think it's a range 3 on blue. I don't think the arc is
the healthiest ship.
Yeah.
On Ben's side.
Yeah, there's no arc in on red, unfortunately. And we do have 1 dice left. 2 hits.
I'm sure that'll get removed in a second. So.
Oh, they go through. The plucky little blue squadron who could. Nice. I mean, that's definitely going to help because right now it is an uphill battle for Dan.
It is, but Rose is on 1 health.
Yeah.
The red T-70 is on 3, which is still pretty low.
Green is 1 away from
Green's
half.
wounded. Blue. All right, maybe don't worry too much about blue.
Yeah.
But also Zari, is a total of 37 points. If you can get a decent shot.
Yeah. I mean, if I would say win condition here for Dan would be to definitely take out the red and green, because you'd be looking at 84 points, I believe it says. I believe they're 42 points apiece.
They're 44 points.
So you'd be looking at 88 points, plus the 15 for Rose that you have, which would take you up to 103 points. So you're definitely narrowing that gap. And then if you can if you can take out Zari or even half point
it's a
blue.
lot of work for potentially only a few rounds, though.
Yeah, it is a lot of
With
work.
only 2 A-wings, I don't know if Dan has the damage output for it.
Yeah, it'll be very tricky. I think right now, Dan's best option is to decrease that MOV gap coming into this.
Yeah, I think Zizzy has a good chance to finish off Rose. It's a matter of maybe trying to keep your Blue Squadron recruit alive, as you say, for the MOV, because it's a tournament.
Yeah.
Play for the whole day rather than just individual games.
Yeah, because although the initial condition goes on win-loss ratio, MOV can create a massive swing in that. But I mean, it's so far. I think that I don't think Dan has truly done anything wrong in what he's done. I think it was. I mean, Venny did great in that first round, and it was very unfortunate that he happened to be in 4 range
missing out on the bump on that second round of shooting was not good. But also, it's a tough matchup for a star.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, looking at the previous round for these two players, Ben actually had an interesting game against a Slave One and Vulture Droid Swarm in his first game.
Oh, a Separatist.
Yeah, so Separatist, Slave One, and Vulture Droid Swarm. He had a good solid win there. And this is actually Dan's second Resistance versus Resistance game.
Oh, what did he play in the first round?
So he came up against Fergus, who was also flying Resistance. I don't have his list to hand, but if I remember rightly, there was definitely a few T-70s in there as well.
Okay.
So I'm just going to have a quick look, see if I can find that list, because...
I mean, they're good, just all-rounders, decent health. I mean, very middle of the board in terms of like various skills that they have, but it makes them very adaptable, which I like.
In fact, I have just found Fergus's list, and he also did have Rose with C-3PO in the transport pod, ZZ with Heroic, Jess Parver with the S-foils.
Jess is very good.
And Poe Dameron with R4, S-foils, Overdrive Thrusters, and Heroic.
Overdrive Poe.
Overdrive Poe.
If you're considering using Poe and you want to have a fun time, definitely try that build on him.
Yeah.
It can do some silly things. But here we've got the T-70s breaking off just to chase down that poor little recruit.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. It's a shame Zuzi's not there to capitalise on Rose, but I mean...
Zizzy could rotate the gun.
Well, at the moment, you've got Blue Squadron pointing backwards and ZZ pointing forward, so I kind of feel that...
Maybe you just focus on a red or a green.
Yeah. If Blue Squadron can stay alive, then I would say potentially focus on green, see if you can get those half points.
True. Yeah. It's easier to get the half points on green than to finish off red. So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So this is the kind of quick maths that I need to get better at for when I play in tournaments, because I'd look at it and go, no, Rose is on 1 health, I'll go for that.
Yeah, it's when you're playing in a tournament, it is always good to try and have an understanding of the health that the opponent's ships are on.
What you need to get points, what points you need. Yeah, there's a lot.
And in fact...
That's a good shot.
That is half points on green, so that is how you do it. Yeah. And that crit is... direct hit.
Oh.
There we go, so that is half points. It's not going to be a massive swing there, but it definitely...
Here's the real kicker, though. What if that damage had gone on to red?
Oh, what, left red on 1 point, 1 health? Yeah. I mean, that's always a tough thing there. But
well, no, it was a hit and a direct hit.
No, it was just the direct hit because there was 1 evade in there.
Oh,
red,
okay. I was thinking
green
that
on
was
4.
going to kill red.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good into blue there. That's going to be tough. But I mean, as well, another good thing to remember is you can ask your opponent how many points things are, what they need to do it.
Yep. I often bring a spare copy of my lists to hand to my opponent and say, look, here's all my points.
Oh, that was thread traces there from Zari.
Oh, really doubling down on this poor little recruit.
I want to take him out. So everyone getting a target lock except for Rose, who is a million miles away
and not really too important to the fight.
Yeah, Rose is currently heading off to Canto Bites.
Oh, red is at range 1, I think.
Oh yeah, range 1. Well, 4 dice, target lock and focus. Spend that focus.
Is that other one? Oh, yeah, there's a.
So 4 hits.
Yes.
So that's definitely A damage going through. Oh, that's a lot of damage going through. That's half points on blue.
Yeah.
So that's 17 points there, I believe.
And 1 health. So that was, I think, green shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's green shooting now. Target lock. So hit crit.
Need some good dice.
Oh.
Gets it.
There we go. Blue Squadron sticking it out.
One thing we haven't seen this game at all, I think, is heroic.
Yes, I mean,
I guess with all the mods on offense, hasn't needed it, and there haven't been that many shots really at the T70s.
And all the shots have been a bit of a trail mix in dice, and I think the one time where there was only blanks was when green was strained and only had 1 dice, so couldn't heroic that.
Yeah. Looks like this might be obstructed, which would be a massive benefit to that recruit.
Yeah, because it also looked like it might have been range 3.
It's a decent shot, though.
You definitely spend the target lock, though. I'm not gonna lie, that's a really good shot.
Okay, so if it's not obstructed or range 3, it's already dead. There's 1 dice.
Oh, again.
Yep. That's per the rules. You got
great player.
Roll everything. It is
4,
so it's not obstructed.
But that is spend the focus. So he's still there. Blue Squadron lives. And Blue Squadron now gets to shoot back.
Yeah, because Rose is too far away, I think.
Do you go for green or do you go for red?
I think at this point,
go for red.
If red is a range 1, which I think it is because there's 3 dice just been rolled, you go for that.
Nothing coming out of it though.
Shame.
And I think this is going to be the final round.
I think so.
I mean,
having to give up those points on the blue recruit, it's not looking good for Dan.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that it was an unfortunate matchup and joust there for Dan. I think he has done admirably considering, though. T70s, I will say it, are very frustrating. They are a very good ship. They're versatile. You can do quite a lot.
These are generic ones without abilities.
Yeah. I think sometimes... I've come up against a list of 4 T70s, and I think the only one in there with the ability was Jess, because she's quite a nice one.
Yeah, she works well with lots of people around her.
And they're just a solid ship.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at 2.0 versus 1.0. Obviously, the game is called X-Wing, but in 1.0, you very rarely saw X-Wings being flown because they just
fell behind the curve.
Yeah, whereas in 2.0, X-Wings, especially the T70s are very popular, but even the T65s are still good. They're still a solid ship, and I still see them quite often.
Yeah, definitely. They're good good, just all rounders, really.
Yeah. But I think.
Yeah. What's Dan's best option here for MOV? It's probably.
I don't think he's going to be able to get Blue Squadron out and surviving. I think Blue Squadron is probably gone. I think your best option is to try and get ZZ to get a good shot into green to see if she can take green out.
True, because the remaining points on green is still worth more than the remaining points on the one health rose, unfortunately.
Yeah. You've got 22 points left on green as opposed to 15 points on rose. So I think for that MOV, you'd be better off going towards and trying to take out green. Blue Squadron doing a really good job of trying to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Has Ben called it? We will see.
I think he's probably banking on boosts and
Barrel
other
rolls.
repositionings to at least get arc to keep the pressure on.
So that's arc from Zari. Definitely there. Let's see if red turns in.
Red probably going for a bank past the debris.
Yep.
Yeah. And then probably a boost for arc. I mean, you've got to try because you currently don't have a shot anyway.
I was about to say, I wouldn't.
A focus.
I don't think the boost would fit because of just slightly where Zari is.
Although, I guess take the focus knowing that you might get shot at by Zizzy.
Yeah.
More of a defensive play.
More the defensive play. Now, what are you going to do with green there? Get another focus for defensive?
I
try and boost out?
You know Zizzy's going to be coming in pretty quick and has a boost of her own, so...
Barrel roll, so wings must have closed there.
I guess so.
So barrel roll and focus.
Now, over to Rose. Rose has been fantastic in this.
Yeah.
I'm now tempted to actually look at buying that set.
Yeah.
Because for 30 points, she's done an amazing job of supporting the team.
Yeah, and even if she goes down, you're just kind of there going, you know what, it's only 30 points. It's not terrible.
It's a real mind game with your opponent of, look, there's this really important piece that I've got. Do you want to shoot it for a handful of points?
Yeah. So adding...
my pocket change of points? Do you want that?
Coordinating the focus there. Are the wings closed? Will we try and see a potential barrel roll going across there? I don't know. I can't see if those wings actually closed in the end.
I think Ben may have older models that don't shut the wings, actually.
We'll see. Don't just go for a target lock.
Okay.
Maybe just go, you know what, I've got to do an action. Why not? He's got the focus there for the defense, but to be honest...
Where is Zizzy going? Oh.
Going in that way.
I guess maybe trying to head off anyone who got close to the Blue Squadron recruit, maybe? If one of the T-70s were closer to the Blue Squadron recruit, then Zizzy, I think, is heading in to maybe try and cut them off, take them down before they get the shot in.
Yeah.
I think that's what the sharp turn was for.
I mean, potentially she could be trying... Oh, that's just outside of range 1 there, so not going to be able to half point there. For some reason,
unless you get a direct hit through, probably not, no.
Yeah, for some reason the dice tray not active. I don't know why there. But no damage going through there. Spending that focus.
Okay. Zizzy's ability to grab another token, but I don't think it matters. Yeah. Actually, that hasn't come up a whole lot this game either.
No, again, she's sort of been in that position where she's been behind a lot of things.
Yeah, just not being the target of kind of any attacks, really.
Yeah.
This
So
is
range 2.
Oh, didn't quite get into range 3 with that boost.
Ben launching that dice really far out. Rerolling it.
So
two hits.
3 of 8 dice and a focus.
Only needs 1 to go through.
Oh,
And there it is.
and that's it.
There it is at the last. Blue Squadron recruit goes down.
Now, is that a point at, does Rose have a shot?
I think they're going to double check it just in case. I mean, you should check it, to be honest. So let's. No, I think that is it. I think they called it the Rose does not.
Well done to Ben. Commiserations to Dan, but it was still a good game.
Oh, I mean, that was a brilliant game. I think it was just an unfortunate matchup for Dan. I think against anything other than Triple T 70s, I think that probably would have gone better for him, but very well played. Again, Ben, well, that's a great list. I mean, I'm half tempted to give it a go at some point. So
yeah, all those pieces seem to fit in together very well.
Indeed. Well, that is round 2 of Ambush at Alderaan complete. We will have round 3 for you shortly. James, again, thank you very much for joining us there, providing your resistance know-how.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me for a double resistance game. That was cool.
Well, when I saw it, I thought, there's only one person that we need to get invited on the channel for that one, really. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. But guys, again, thank you very much for watching. As I mentioned earlier, if you do want to support the channel, we have the Patreon, and the link is in the description below. But as always, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.